50 home runs. Is there anything more I can add? Hello everybody and welcome back to Tales of the Trident. I'm your host Joe Sports, and let's get right into it. Last we left off, Mariners were in Philadelphia, lost that series, and they got hammered in that series. Philadelphia with some strikeout totals that hadn't been seen in years for them. That Mariners offense just looked flat, but they have a day off to come back against the A's. Take 2 of 3. Really should have swept them. Game 2, you should have if you're going to bunt, bring in Luke Raley. I don't know if Dan just forgot that he existed or what happened, but if you're going to bunt, which we did, you got to bring in Luke Raley, one of the best bunters in Major League Baseball, and certainly the best bunter on the Mariners. Game 3, Cal Raleigh, 1 home run off of tying the record for most home runs by a catcher in a season. 2 gives him the record. First at-bat of the game ties the record. Boom. Immediately. So the question is, how much longer are we going to have to wait? 1 at-bat. 1 at-bat, he just comes right back up and says, I think that record's mine. So that gives him 49 home runs. The most by a catcher ever in a season. That was yesterday. The question was, how long were we going to have to wait for 50? And the answer was not very long. Because today, he did it. Number 50. First catcher ever to hit 50. Second Mariner ever to hit 50. And the question is, with 30 games to go, how much further can he go? It's not that much further to catch the 58 that is the record set by Ken Griffey Jr. And then, after that, how much longer till he catches Maris? Or Judge? How much further can he go? Because there's some bad teams that the Mariners still play. They still play the Angels. They play the Rockies. Could he do it? There is still a chance. Not a good one, but a chance. Let's look at the series that they're playing right now. Game 1 of the second part of the Vetter Cup is going on right now between the Mariners and the Padres. Mariners are up 9-5 after going down 4-1. Miller, with a bit of a rough start, managed to get back going. Mariners offense, for the first time in a while, really kicked it into high gear and really brought out the bats. A home run from Jorge Polanco, a home run from Raleigh. Good all-around effort from everybody else. Those runs keep coming in, so Mariners very likely going to get that win. That will clinch them the first ever Vetter Cup. There'll be 2 more against San Diego. Mariners, good for them to get a win today. Kansas City lost. That helps them in the wild card race. Houston doesn't play, so that gives them a game in the wild card, in the divisional standings, and that's needed because Houston has Colorado next. So very likely 3 wins for Houston. Now, Colorado's been playing a bit better, and seeing how Houston's been playing, I would not be surprised if Colorado takes a game off of them. So if we can take care of business and get rid of Colorado and take out San Diego, maybe even sweep them, we could, and I don't want to get hopes up, but we could be leading the division by the end of this week. It'll be tough given who we have, given who they have. Their September is very hard. And just let's look at their schedule real quick here. They got the Yankees. They got some tough teams. They have a ton of divisional games. There's a big series in late September between Seattle and Houston that really could, I think, and will decide the division. But Houston's schedule, compared to Seattle's, which I'm now showing right now, Seattle's is a lot easier. They have a couple of really pretty easy teams remaining on the schedule. They're only really challenging ones. The series against San Diego they're playing right now, and then the Dodgers at the end of the year, and of course that Astros series that I already referenced. But this is looking good for the Mariners. They're most likely going to make the playoffs, still have a great shot at winning the division. Now, admittedly, having a road trip like they just did won't help, but reset, as I said they should do. Got the series win against, I'm going to keep calling them Oakland because that's what they are. Sure, Sacramento, Vegas, whatever. They're the Oakland A's. Now you're playing the Padres. Get a series win here, and all of a sudden things are looking quite a bit better. We'll see what happens there. Game 1 looking like it'll be a Mariners victory, so take one of the next 2. We're good to go. Last thing I wanted to mention. I kind of feel like the MVP race should be over. It isn't over, obviously, but I feel like it should be over, and I'll explain why. It's the same logic I used for the Heisman. Sure, Travis Hunter it plays both positions, which is crazy, but he didn't do either of them phenomenally. He was okay. He was actually not. He was better than okay. He was quite good at both positions. But Ashton Jeanty had a season that we will very likely never see again. I think the same applies here. Aaron Judge is having a phenomenal season as a power hitting outfielder / designated hitter, which has happened very many times before. And he isn't having a record breaking season like he was a couple years ago. Now, Cal Raleigh is having, I would argue, the greatest catching season of all time. So, who are you going to give it to? I still think that it should go to Raleigh. I always have, and being a Mariners fan, I think I'm very biased, but I think that Cal Raleigh should be MVP unless there's a massive change, like one of them goes on a huge surge or a huge slump. I think it should be Raleigh, and I think it will be Raleigh, but that yet remains to be seen. That's it for me. This has been Tales of the Trident. I've been Slideshow Sports. Go Mariners, and I will see you next time.